You ever meet a Scorpio and feel like they're studying you? Not casually, but really observing every move, every word, every reaction. That's how Scorpio energy works. And depending on whether it's your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, the way they test you changes. Let's start with Scorpio rising. I have a coworker named Marcus, and he has a Scorpio rising, and he was intense without even trying. In meetings, he'd sit quietly down at first, just watching. And then one day, the manager asked me to give a presentation, and Marcus tilted his head and said, "Are you confident about your numbers?" Not mean, just direct. Everyone else hesitated, but I explained clearly why the numbers worked, even showing a potential flaw I'd noticed. And he nodded and stopped watching so critically after that. That's a Scorpio rising test. They're checking your confidence and whether you can handle scrutiny without crumbling. Next is Scorpio Sun. Jason, a friend of mine, he had a Scorpio Sun, and he had this way of cutting past the small talk. Like, he'd ask questions like, "What scares you the most?" Or, "When did you lie to yourself?" I remember dodging one question at first, joking, probably about losing my keys, and he just looked at me and said, "No, I mean, really, that was it." He wasn't being dramatic. He wanted honesty. Scorpio suns test your willingness to be raw and open, and they'll keep probing until you prove to them that you are an honest person. Scorpio moon is more emotional and subtle. My friend Danny has a Scorpio moon, and when she's upset, she pulls back completely. Like, no calls, no texts. One week she's silent. She'll be silent after an argument. And at first, like, I panic, like, oh, is something wrong? But she eventually reached out and said, "I wanted to see if you'd still be there." That's her test. And Scorpio moon's tests, they test your emotional reliability. Can you stick around when they need space? Can you handle their vulnerability without judgment? I learned to give her room while staying present. That builds trust. Then there is Scorpio Venus, love and loyalty. Kyra, a friend with Venus and Scorpio, she's deeply intense in relationships. Like, early on, she'd share something personal with a guy she was seeing, and he laughed, and she immediately distanced herself. That's the Venus to Scorpio test. Seeing if someone can honor your heart and respond with respect. Casual love doesn't work for them. And if you fail this test, the relationship ends. If you pass, you've earned deep trust and commitment. Finally, Scorpio Mars. I have this placement. We call this strength under pressure. So my friend Veronica, who also has a Mars in Scorpio, she faced a situation every Scorpio Mars fears: betrayal. And her boyfriend cheated on her, and instead of blowing up or running, she confronted him directly, asking clear, pointed questions about what happened and why. And she stayed composed, didn't cry, didn't yell. She held her ground and made him accountable. That's a Scorpio Mars test, handling emotional chaos with focus and strength. And Veronica got through it. She walked away empowered and didn't let the situation define her over time. So here's the takeaway. Every Scorpio placement tests differently. Scorpio rising checks confidence and authenticity. Scorpio sun pushes honesty. Scorpio moon challenges emotional loyalty. Scorpio Venus tests the depths of love. And Scorpio Mars tests resilience and composure under pressure. They're not trying to break you. They're trying to see who's real, who can handle intensity, and who's strong enough to stand in their truth. And if you pass, you earn loyalty, respect, and a depth of connection that's rare, especially in this world. So next time a Scorpio is testing you, remember, it's not personal. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to see if you're strong and real enough to walk through the fire with them. And trust me, if you do, what you get in return with them is pretty worth it.